Welcome back, everyone. Let's get started. In this part, we learn conditionals. Conditionals.py. Great. Yeah, I will just minimize that and start conditionals. But before conditionals, there are some methods we left related to list. Let me check what we have here. Let's go to here and list this. Maybe I can just copy some list, okay? I have fruit here. If I want to add, actually, append at items fruits, dot append allow me to append one item, but sometimes we may want to append many items, you know? So we have to use extend, and then we can use this. Inside, I can say, okay, maybe I can add apple and maybe lime, if there's no in the list, and maybe guava, if you know what guava is, but it's just a kind of a fruit. And then let's just print this value, fruits. Now our fruit list is bigger. Yeah, great. That's one of the so as I showed you, this is the one of the method to get all the methods. So there and fruits. So it's very good. And now, as you can see, all the methods. So we have used append, we have used clear in the copy. Copy is very good. You can say fruits copy and fruits dot copy. Why? Now I'm copying this and storing it in a different variable. Then when I'm modifying this, I don't affect the original. So we sometimes need to copy. And count, we have seen extend, index, we have seen it also insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. We have seen all the methods. Now, I think it's better to just put this in a different file, lists.py, example.py, and just put it there. And let's move on to conditionals. What's conditionals, guys? Guys, do you think everybody's a programmer?
Potentially.
Yes, everybody's a programmer. You lead life, right?
Yeah.
We sleep, we wake up, we eat, we go work, we come to class. All these are scheduled, right?
True.
Yeah, they're there. So everybody has a plan, set of instruction that we execute, orderly or without order. It depends. Some people might be well organized naturally, good for them. But anyway, so everybody, according to my definition, everybody is a programmer in one way or the other. You just came to this class at 5:30 because you've been thinking of this time and then you showed up. So you made a decision showing up. You showed up, right? Yeah, you're here. It's clear that you're here and you showed up. That's a decision. So we have to have a condition. If the time is 5:30, yeah, please show up to a Sabines course or Python, fundamental to Python. Does it make sense? It's an English language, right? Do you read so far this language?
Yes, true.
It's clear, right? So have you seen the condition? What's the condition here?
The time.
Yes, the condition is the time. Yes, you've been waiting for that condition until 5. Yeah, okay, let's do another. Yeah. If the weather is sunny, go out freely. Otherwise, go with a raincoat, or an umbrella. How about this? Is it easy for you to read, guys? An umbrella. Okay. What do you think?
Yes, it is. That's the
Yeah,
condition.
this is Python. Now let's change this to a proper Python. Okay. Now let's say time. I can say I write it 5:30. Then if in Python we use this if. Now let me just comment this out for the time being, because this is not a Python code, it's an English language. If is a reserved word for Python, so we pass the condition here. So if time, yeah, but if time is 5:30 equal to 5:30, we use this, then we execute this part of the code. This is just part of the syntax, the column, yeah? Print, go to the class. Let's see if it's, have you seen? Yeah, go to the class. How about if we change this to 6? What do you think? Nothing happened.
False. Oh, no, no.
Because the condition was not fulfilled, right? So we managed to write an if statement that works for a single scenario. The condition is just one. How about if you have many conditions? At least else, let's else do something else. Oh yeah, do some activity until you got the class. As you can see, do some activity. But if I just get this back to 5, what would be the answer? I mean, what would be the result? This part will be executed. Have you seen it? So this is the condition. But how about if we have more? This is really somehow difficult to write because the value I give here is just time, and where the value, I will just comment this out, and I will give you very, very simple example that allows you to understand if conditional A is equal to 5. Do you understand this line?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that means we are storing 5 at A. If A is greater than 0, we are going to call this A is negative, I mean less than 0. I can say it positive, okay? Okay, so let's check the statement. What's the value of A?
Greater than 0, that's positive.
Yeah, so what's the value of A? Tell me here, the value of A. 5. 5 greater than 0, the value is going to be true, right? So the condition is true, so this will be executed. So the result will be A is positive. How about if I change this to negative? What will be executed?
Nothing will show.
Nothing is not nice. So let's add else statement, then print the number for A is negative. A is negative. So let's see. A is negative, it's working, but let's change this to 0. 0. So what's the value of A here?
A is 5 and A is 0. Yes, A is 0.
Yes. So is 0 greater than 0?
No.
No. So it's false. Since this condition is false, then this will run and the result will be A is negative. But I mean, is 0 negative? No. So now we have to need another more condition, elif. So if A is going to be 0, we have to say print A is 0. And how about another condition? if a is less than 0, we should explicitly say a is negative. Okay, else a is not a number. It's not a number. So we are checking all the conditions. Is a greater than 0? If it is, okay, it's positive. If a is less than 0, then it's negative. Is a is equal to 0, then it's 0. If else, it's going to be just something else. Now let's run again. A is 0, great. 10, for instance. A is positive, yeah, minus 100 or whatever. Minus 10. A is negative, so it's working. Our condition is really working properly. But now we don't know what a value is. Do you remember the string interpolation? F, F, F. And then we can change this value to. I can change this value to, if you remember, curly bracket, like this. Now, as you can see, minus 10 is a negative number. We're formatting it. 0 is 0, yeah. Is not a number. Yeah, great. As you can see, 10 is a negative number. How about 4? 4 is a positive number. Have you seen? We're making decision, right?
Right, right.
So please write one to me if this is clear for you, because this is really very important, guys, when it comes to programming.
What if you write that A is B?
A is B. Yes. Now you mean like this?
Yeah, just to get the print.
Yes.
A is not a number. Yeah, the last one.
So yeah. So it's going to be this one, and let's see. Yes, but actually it failed. Do you know why?
Because you changed it with the F.
It's not because of that. The reason why, because this value has been compared with number. We can't compare because now, what's the value of A now here?
B.
B, the string B. We are trying to compare the string B with 0, and that is not legal in Python. So it failed, actually. It failed. So now how can we protect our code from being crushed? Is it time to learn that part? And if I teach it, would it be easy? No. We will come to that later. Try and accept. Yeah, so that will come later. But as you can see, it failed because we can't compare number with string. But it would be more, how about if we give 2.5? This is very good. 2.5 is a positive number. Again, now, our condition or our code is not working. 2.5 is not a positive number, right? I mean, it's a positive number, but it's not an integer at least. Yeah. How do we check an integer? Okay, if you want to check if it's an integer also, you can say if A, maybe if A type of A is equal to int. And then we can do this again. I have to, we are nested it. Else, we can say print, it is a float or a decimal number. It's a float, floating point, floating number. So as you can see now, we are taking it further. we have nested loop, nested conditionals. Let's try this. It's a floating number because it's a decimal number, it's not. But yeah, so we can also nest. Yeah, let's just move on additional just to make clear. Maybe what's the weather like today? What's the weather like today? Is it rainy or what is? Let's start with rainy, okay? If weather is rainy, what do? You have to take something, right, with you? Take a raincoat.
Stay home.
With you, yes. Or stay at home. That's not very good advice. You should go with whatever you have, okay? But that's, you can stay also at home. Okay, else if weather is equal to maybe cloudy. Oh, and no one knows, it may rain. It may rain. It's a sign of rain, right? Cloud. Okay. Else if weather sunny. Print. Go out freely and enjoy the shiny day whatsoever. Yes. If you're thinking of that, it will come after 6 months or 5. I don't know. Okay, great. You can continue as Elif, weather, or another, snowy or something. Print. The road might be slippery. Might be slippery, or I think I made extra this. Now let's say else the last print, I can say no one knows about the weather. Have you seen this? No one knows about the weather. So usually it checks from this down. If this condition is true, it executes this and it doesn't check the next, by the way. Yeah, that's how it works. First, it checks this one, and if this is true, it executes this. If this doesn't, if this is not true, it comes here. And if this is not true, it comes here. And if this is not true, it comes here. And if this is not true, it comes the end. So this is like a kind of a default, the last. Is it clear so far, guys? Is it clear? Right one to me, and that's how I know. Another short way of writing is we have this, for instance, if you can say some value here, and then if true, for instance, I can just show you true, that value, else the other value. And then we can just store value. Oh, I thought, I think I made a typo. Have you seen now? I forgot the syntax, but let me think a bit. If, okay, I can check it. No, I'm just trying to check a ternary shorthand, a shorthand. If condition, oh yeah, not this, just we have to use else. Sometimes I mix it with JavaScript. So what does it mean? We can also actually use this shorthand method. For instance, if true means if A is greater than 0, I can say A here is 10. The value is going to be positive, right? Else the value is going to be negative, and we call this ternary, very short way of writing. So if A is greater than 0, the value is going to be positive. If not, it's going to be negative. So what do you think I can get here? Value. What's the value now?
It's positive. It should be positive, right?
It should be positive. Great. Positive. Now let's say if I say I can say name, and I can say I can write my name, and let me check if name length of the name greater than 7, I can say this one very long name, and I can call it short name. What do you think the value?
A very long name.
Yes, very long name. Great. Now let's just make this Bob. And Bob got a very short name. I just love Bob. He's got a very short name. Great. Oh yeah. Now, yeah, that's all what you need about conditionals, guys. So do you have any question? But we can also check here. So let's see some use cases of conditionals. For instance, let's generate some number, right? And if I see nums, what's the easy and lazy way of generating numbers? Range, do you remember this? How many numbers I'm generating now?
100 numbers, yeah, from 0 to...
Yes. So now I can, but we didn't learn the loop yet, so it's hard to make use of that. But just to see the numbers, we have to use list, and you have to pass it nums, right? Now we can actually filter this number, the evens and the odds, but this has also a way by itself to get the even numbers. For instance, this gives me all the even numbers, right? Yeah, look at it. And if you change this to 1, and it gives you all the odd numbers, and I believe by now you're very familiar with that, odd numbers. But here still it didn't work for me. I think I have to go to some of the Finland, for instance. I go for Finland. Very good example, the countries, okay? Now let's say if Finland in countries, have you seen now this is a condition. If this condition is true, print where the index of Finland. But now by default, you know the index of Finland. What's the index of Finland?
0, yeah.
0. But now let's ask Python to give us countries and then dot index and then Finland. So what are you expecting from line 50? 0.
0, yeah.
0.
Why would you do it that way if you can do it the other way?
Okay, without this condition?
No, without the, yeah, yes.
Okay, that's a very good question. Because if you have seen that, if the item is not there, it fails. Let me show you. That's a very good question. And now let's run this. Oh, Finland is there already, but imagine if Finland, if it was, let's change to German, sorry, Germany. Okay, we don't have Germany, right?
It gives an error.
Yes, that it's an error, in programming, if your software is doing this, it's a crash actually, it's crashing.
Yeah, crash. Yeah.
So first, what we have to do, we check it. So we have to check it. As you can see now, does Germany exist now? Let's try here now, okay? What do you think now? It check first if Germany exists. If it exists, it give us the index. If it's not, it doesn't
do anything. Yeah.
Yes, great. Have you seen? Nothing. Yeah. Did I answer your question, Taina?
Yes. Yep. Thanks.
Great. Yep. So that's the use case of one-off. But if conditionals, they do have quite a lot of uses. Maybe I can, for instance, if you want to give grade for students, let's do this one for students. And yes, score, for instance, you can call the score of the student. It could be different, right? And now let's do if score is greater than 90, let's give a print your grade is A. In Finland, that means 5. Okay, A, but it's not very common, so I go for A. Then let's imagine here. Then print, sorry, and if score is greater than, no, sorry, if score is less than 90, and do you remember this end? Score greater than 80, so print your score is B. Then it's the same fashion, so I have to just do this a couple of times. Yeah, you have to be sure the indentation, guys, now. Now this should be from 80 to 70. And from 70 to 60. And the last else, we're just making it so dangerous that someone who is less than 60 is going to be fail. Print. You failed. Okay. Does it make sense, guys? What do you think?
Yeah, what if score is equal to 90?
90. Oh, that's very good. So in this program, as you can see, we didn't consider the boundaries. So we have to put this, then this one, and then again, we have to also put boundaries, for instance, up to 80 here. So as you can see now, between 80 and 90, and then again between 70 and 80. So we should have some kind of boundaries. Did I answer? Timo, what do you think now?
Yeah, because you have to be careful with the boundaries and coding.
That's true. Now, for instance, if we put here 60, we should get actually our score, but we put like A, B, C, at least it should be C, and this should be D. I'm not sure if there is E value, so there is no E, so let's see. Yep, your score is actually at the boundary, someone got it. But if it was 59, that's so dangerous, right? So what would be? Let's fail. Oh, you failed. That's a very sad news. Okay, great. We're done with conditionals. Great. And next will be loops